full swing last evening. KMIR's Julie Buehler has the highlights for us.
Last Thursday, the Broncos and Chiefs kicked off week 2 of the NFL action with a game that came down to a wild finish and left fans wondering what could Sunday possibly produce to top that. Well, 6 games came down to the final minute. We saw history made, big games for star players, and one man who had moves to make legendary gymnast Mary Lou Retton proud. Let's start with Sunday Night Football. The Packers and Seahawks have been involved in some of the NFL's more memorable games, and they did not disappoint Sunday night. Coming off a heartbreaking loss to a divisional rival, the Seahawks knew they'd have their hands full with the Green Bay Packers. But costly turnovers and penalties sent the defending NFC champs to a second straight loss. Russell Wilson rushed for more yards than Marshawn Lynch, and the Seattle offense showed spurts of production, but not enough to keep up with Aaron Rodgers. Packers win 27-17. Let's take a look at that Raiders game where second-year quarterback Derek Carr, who left last week's loss to the Bengals with a hand injury, well, he's healthy and he is officially part of Raiders lore as he leads his team to a 37-33 win over the Ravens. In fact, he scored the winning touchdown with only 26 seconds left in the game. Heck of a win for the Raiders. Meanwhile, the Chargers lost in Cincinnati. Phillip Rivers becomes the franchise touchdown leader with a touchdown early in the second half, but Andy Dalton bested Rivers with 3 scores. Final in Cincy, 24-19. And the 49ers were in Pittsburgh. It didn't start well, and it got worse. The Niners defense, depleted over a tumultuous offseason, was overmatched by the Steelers' big play offense. Antonio Brown had a huge game, 9 catches, 195 yards, and a touchdown. Big Ben Roethlisberger showcased his big arm, finishing with 369 yards and 3 touchdowns. Final score, it hurts, 43-18, Steelers win. Sure, the Cowboys beat the Eagles in Philadelphia 20-10, the final, but they suffered a tough loss. Tony Romo went down with a broken collarbone. Now, last week, their top receiver, Des Bryant, he went down with a broken foot bone. And now Romo, their record shows they are a perfect 2-0, but these injuries are going to be tough to overcome. Johnny Manziel had a big day for the Browns. He throws 2 touchdowns, and the Browns win in their home opener. And now if you're having a bad day, it could be worse. You could be Marcus Mariota, losing a shoe, losing your helmet, getting sacked, and losing the game. 28-14, the final in Cleveland. And fellow Heisman winner Cam Newton, well, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. This one is worth $100 million because very few humans can do this. The Arizona Cardinals had a record day in Chicago, putting up 48 points in the win over the Bears. That's the most points any Bears team has ever allowed. 48-23, the final. And Tom Brady was brilliant against the Bills, passing for 466 yards in the 40-32 victory. And the Buccaneers, Jags, Panthers, Falcons, and Redskins also won. And don't forget, Monday Night Football features the Jets in Indianapolis to take on the Colts. In the newsroom, I'm Julie Buehler, KMIR News.
Okay. Thanks, Jules. Hey, in the spirit of football and asking you a question, how about a Poschel question for you? If you're not familiar with Poschel, I've been telling you about it for the last couple